Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Happy Hour FM. You're here with Justin Peeselt. Another lovely, lovely evening in the city of Groningen. The weather is finally looking quite bright, quite warm. If you're biking around, don't wear a sweater. That's my tip. I'm going to start off the show today with a lovely little tune. This is Midas by Maribou State and Holly Walker. Stay tuned.
Excuse his eyes, goes down on me, trying to use me up, but I never had a Midas touch. You wanna chew me up, but I'm never gonna lose the love. So I cut loose violently, but when you name your price, it only heightens. I never believed what you sold to me. It's wrong, I know it's wrong, I know it's wrong. Modify you all, you're only frightened.
By Maribou State and Holly Walker, and welcome back to Happy Hour FM. I'm Justin, as I said before, and today I have a very, very special episode lined up. Unfortunately, I'm alone today. We don't have Chris, we don't have Jan. I hope they're doing very well. I hope they're listening. I think Jan is listening. Shout out to Jan, studying for his exams. Best of luck. But something very special lined up. Someone who is, at this point, sort of associated with the show in some way, but on air for the first time. I'm here with Max de Witte.
Hey, how you doing?
I hope that's pronounced right. I always have to
call me Max.
Max.
Max works.
I love it. I love the name Max. You know, I growing up, my dad he still is. He's a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, right? And the drummer for Bruce Springsteen for the longest time in the E Street Band is Mighty Max. Or
Mighty Max.
Yeah.
I gotta steal that one.
Yeah, now I'm forgetting Max Weinberg. His son played in Slipknot, Jay Weinberg. Pretty cool.
That's yeah. I mean, I think all the Maxes that I've met so far, they're all pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to continue the tradition.
Yeah, Max is. I do know another Max. Anyway, all Max is great so far. I had a cat at some point that I named Max.
That's cool. Breaking the stereotypes. Usually it's the dog's name, Max.
I just never had a dog. I'm sure if I had a dog, it would have been called Max.
That's a great name. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Lovely, lovely. First, it's not your first time with Oog, I believe.
That's right. I'm not gonna count the years exactly, but it should be about 10 years, maybe 12.
Wow.
I was back in my student days. I came in 2008 to the city. And pretty soon I found my way into the student union, and we were doing a lot of stuff student-wise, helping out students, also some actions. And I was asked to do some radio shows back in the day. So this is not my first rodeo.
Yeah, I know Oog has been around for a while. I mean, it's brought in so many people.
Yeah. It could have been one of the other channels.
Oh, it could be. There's so many. It's changed over the years as well. There was when I went to Van der Velde to discuss having flyers there for the writing contest that we're doing, or that's kind of wrapping up now. Yeah. I was talking to one of the ladies, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm doing this thing for Oog," and then she was like, "Oh, I was there like 5 years ago." I was also on
it's pretty nice. it's a great experience altogether. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole city seems to rotate through it. But stepping back, Max, who are you, and what are you doing here?
For sure. So I was invited to talk to you today. I am in the capacity of running the. It's called the Literair Café, the Graanrepubliek. It's a cool little bar in the city center of Groningen. It's like the name suggests, literary cafe. We have a lot of stuff with books. When you walk inside, you'll be greeted with these bookshelves stacked with actual books, none of the fake ones.
No fake books there, no.
We got 2 floors. It's very, very cozy, as they say, gezellig. And it attracts this beautiful bunch of artists, musicians, people that like language, all those things, but also locals, international students. It really is a mixed bunch, interesting people. Yeah, I couldn't really recommend going there one time if you are in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Would you say the word alternative kind of taps into some of the vibe for Graanrepubliek?
I still struggle to find a proper way to describe the atmosphere. It's this mix of because the building is quite old. It's a monumental place. Used to be a warehouse for grain and whatnot. So you got all the big beams and the narrow staircases.
Hence the name. Yeah.
Exactly. That explains a lot of the name. And but then it's also this, there's computer screens, there's equipment, there's these young people studying. So there's this weird mix of old and new, and these dichotomies.
Dichotomy,
I tried to use that word today. I did it. So that's the kind of the confusing aspect that people don't understand the concept sometimes when they come inside.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Is this a library? Is it a cafe? Can I eat here?
Yeah.
And like so, but that's where you get them, right? Like when they're confused, that's when they get hooked. Yeah.
That's when they need to sit down and have a drink.
They need to sit down and have a drink. That's my advice in general. Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned the confusion. I feel like when my first visit, it was pretty clear. It's like this is a chill place where I can chill.
Yeah, for sure.
And if I want to drink, want to drink, I'll drink. And if I want to grab a book, I'll dust the book. And
that's great, of course. Yeah, it's a great icebreaker when you get inside. You can talk about the books. You can talk about anything else. You can talk about how the place works. And I'm happy to explain it to anyone. I'm very passionate about what we built over the years. It's just this beautiful community right now, and it's an honor to be there. Really.
Yeah, I think it's a lovely aesthetic. That sort of like at least for me, I find it a very nice aesthetic when there's just books that are like piled taller than you. Bookshelves in general are really nice, but when it's surrounding you and all that, I feel like it's almost like a bit like I've been into D&D a lot lately. And it's a very like kind of like Wizards library type of vibe. I just love the vibe.
It is true. It is like a little wizard's cave. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I think the books are this on a level that people don't always like see straight away or feel straight away, but they definitely feel it straight away. It's a very low key way of saying that you are welcome. If you're welcome to read a book, and you're not going to be shamed for that. Like it extends to all other aspects of issues that plague our society. We don't care like where you're from, like what do you believe in, and it's I think that to be inclusive is just the easiest way to go. And people feel that like people go to the bar by themselves, feel comfortable. Many people tell me that this is the only place they go to where they feel like they can actually relax, and that's really something
really
else.
Great. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So that's good. So I was so happy when I was invited for the contest. So I've been asked to be a sponsor, and like I had to say yes, of course.
Lovely.
We've been working with the student organization, the Flanor.
Mm-hmm.
again, super nice bunch of people. Everything about them is just so wholesome.
It's a very wholesome bunch. Yeah,
it's just, you gotta see them. They're so incredibly sweet, and they've been working with us. I guess since day one.
Yeah,
we were heading out from the door like to go and meet them. Like they didn't know us, and then exactly at that moment they came to our doors to meet us. And it was just one of those serendipitous experiences.
Yeah,
it's another word I want to use.
Serendipitous is a wonderful word.
Good,
yeah. How perfect that Flanor, like with all love and respect to the reading nerds of the city, that they get there, that they have this collaboration with you. It makes the total sense. Yeah,
absolutely.
And you're right that they are really lovely, because it's just a bunch of people obsessed with sharing stories, reading stories, and enjoying stories, and that's lovely.
That's beautiful. Like everybody has this desire to create, I think.
Yeah,
and then to share it. I think the past years, with the recent health crisis, has taught us so much about the things that, issues like being alone and alienation, and these are just recurring issues. Like imagine being an international student in Groningen. I don't think it's very easy to be a guest and then to figure everything out. So when there is a place where you can just be yourself, that's so precious. Like. In a young person's life, that small amount of time that you're here, like that can have life-lasting experience.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah.
So I have to be very aware of what I'm doing with my, with the, vibe that I'm trying to put out there.
Yeah.
And
No, you make a great point about if you're new to the city or something, if you don't, there's a lot of luck involved with finding the right people, and then if you can't have that, you need to find the right place. You need to have a place that feels right, where you can be cozy. For me, luckily, for example, there was like a professor or something, who's who is just really, really kind to you and helps you fit in, right?
I bet you think about that time very fondly. Like,
absolutely,
that's your favorite professor.
It's like, he's been on the show as well.
Okay.
So
shout
out, Godioli, absolute king.
It's good. Yeah, I felt that way when I was 18, 2008. I came to the city. It was like I just left school, and I just, like, in hindsight, like I'm 34 now. I started with biology for like a year, and I did like philosophy for 2 years. I took a break, and then I started again with econometrics for 2 years. But I didn't finish anything. Like in hindsight, I was more looking for a story to tell, I guess. So it makes sense in the end that I ended up with the bar. But I think it's interesting for the context that none of us that started the place, none of us had any experience in like hospitality. We all met through I was doing like, as I mentioned, the student union time, and we met we built this very cool community of people that were smart, interesting, and funny, kind of quirky. As you do in your 20s, right? And then we did this crazy idea to start a bar, and that really was it. It's the project of like not me, not the three of us, the original founders. There was a carpenter. There were many friends.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's we started the bar with like 20 people.
Wow,
and it feels like that still for me. That's why I'm like fast forward. I'm the last man standing now. I run the ship by itself. On my own, but I could never claim to be. A dictator, in the literal sense.
You didn't create everything of it,
For sure,
So if you go visit the bar nowadays, we'll see you, right? Most days?
Yeah, I'll be there most of the days, just to... I also like being there.
Yeah, for sure. It's
a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
But people are, again, everybody's so sweet. Everybody wants to help out.
Nice, you have some other people that help with bar staff.
We have a lovely team.
Nice. Yeah. About the creation of it. So how long ago was that now?
So we came into the building and the year 2011 in August. That's 13 years ago. And then we did a 4-year renovation. That was a long time. We were sidetracked a couple times.
Sure, I imagine 4 years as well. What were you doing to survive at the side?
I was working at the PostNL, sorting letters.
Okay,
for the mailman. We were living in this just out of the town, out of the city, on a big communal farm.
Wow,
a living farm. Not like we were not growing crops or anything.
Yeah.
Not the ones that you can eat. And that was again. It was this beautiful. I'm gonna say it feels like a movie sometimes. Living in this farm place with the rent was like €100 like for the whole place. So
Good times.
We lived very cheap, and that allowed us to scrape everything together and open the place. And when we open, you can see the photos on our site. It's the place was completely empty.
Yeah.
And when I think about that time, it's so precious because the empty bookshelves, they also tell a story, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I feel like I just want to ask if you were 21 again now in 2024, how do you think it would go? Do you think there would be some major differences between your success in working on opening a bar with some friends?
I think anyone like that has an opportunity to do something crazy, you are forced by fate to do it. With knowing what I know now and the person that I am today, I'm not sure if I could do it again.
Okay.
It was a team effort. We used our political connections, and we used a lot of network and goodwill and energy that we simply don't have anymore.
Sure, I mean you did it. Yeah,
it kind of worked out.
You spent it. Yeah,
it's crazy, right? I think in your 20s you are supposed to experiment and make mistakes.
Do some stuff, yeah,
and start over sometimes. So that's
sure.
That's 30s are a different epoch for me.
Yeah, sure. So the whole vibe of the bar, the literature part, where did that come from? Because I think we talked about it, that you're not really the reading type, but I'm guessing someone else in your group was.
That's right, yeah. So the original team that started the place, there was Willem. Willem was his name. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
My condolences.
Since February this year, he self-determined his life in a respectful way. Euthanasia, it's pretty cool. Mental issues. Shout out to Willem. It was his crazy, explosive energy that really kept the whole group together. And it was a really wacky, zany group full of all kinds of characters. And he was the glue and the driving force. Really, he spent all of his energy like making the place and. He truly had this vision of making a community where people can feel grounded, hands in the soil, and being connected to the here and now. That's also what got him in the end. Like he would never feel that thing that he worked so hard to build. That's the ultimate tragedy, I think, in his life. A lot of people enjoy it now. They walk around in the bar and they say, "Oh, it's just such a nice, authentic energy." And you're right. It's true. It is an authentic place. Like there's been a great sacrifice for that, and it's, I'm not gonna say cursed. Maybe just in the D&D terms, imbued. Maybe is that proper?
It's fine.
I guess. Yeah. He was working in when he was 15. This is a long time ago, 20 years ago. He was in Winschoten. There was a beautiful bookshop run by old bookman Casper Schukking-Kool, on the name Antiquariat Snark. This is also one of those beautiful people persons. He is he kind of looks like Santa Claus, big white beard. He's kind of round on the waist side. He's been collecting books since he was 18 years old.
Okay.
He's 70 now. You can imagine his house is a museum.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. He has the most complete Alice in Wonderland collection, I think. All the languages, all the editions. It's so beautiful. But it's stacks and piles of books. And so he needed some help, and young Willem, he came to his shop, right, and just helping out, and he was like, "Wow, this is great, this is beautiful. I love being here. And books everywhere. This is so weird. Every item here is a little adventure, like a little magical thing that I can take and read and touch, and the old books they feel different also, like the smells and the dust and the
absolutely and
the paper and the way they bind the books and the leather. It's a journey. So he was like, "Well, if you really want to run a bookshop, you're not gonna get rich." This was the early 2000s, and even then it was already difficult to make a living with books. And he was like, "Well, if you do some wines and beers and do some events, like
around the books. Yeah,
you can have a really cool concept, and that idea stuck with him. And a couple of years later, when we were like 20s. And then this idea comes back. We were having some fallout with the student union, and we were looking for something to do. And he was like, "Yo, you wanna join me on this project?" I was like, "Yeah, cool. Why not?" Like, I just came out of like all those years of studying with no result, and like, wow, this is what I'm gonna do with my life.
Finding your way, yeah.
And that was. I said yes, why not? So that's the book part. Yeah, we had such an interesting, I think, a good mix of like people to run a place like that. So you have Willem, the enigmatic, kind of goofy, very intelligent, like very cerebral. Right? He would you could talk politics, philosophy. And he would always have an interesting angle. You could talk to him. He always had a vision. And I'm more like a numbers guy. I like using Excel. I play music. So that's my. You need that too. I'm maybe a bit more on the business side.
Sure.
And I like to make crazy drinks, crazy infusions.
Yes.
Shout out to my friend chef Michiel from Harbor Café, who helps me with the crazy ingredients to make vodka infusions.
Nice. Yeah.
Smoked salmon vodka. You gotta try it.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That does sound wild. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. And then this Jantien, the now ex-wife of Willem. So she is the motherly hug, the love, the books, the reading. She understands literature and paints, and so you have a cool mix of people like to run a place like that. So with Willem out of the picture and Jantien, so like she took a step down. It's just me. So it's all music, having fun, and like. Most of it is my vibe at the moment. But,
sure.
But it's become this beautiful mix of everybody's vibe.
Yeah, so many people come in and out, and they bring their own stories to it, right? I guess if you have a lot of regulars or something, and people bring events and stuff. We'll get to the events part because I know you have the space upstairs open for renting and such, or booking and such. But I just wanted to ask, how has it been running the cafe by yourself now, the bar?
Well, I think the most part why I'm still here, functioning with all my faculties intact, and not being too crazy. You could argue that I was already crazy when I started the day. I don't know. I'll let the professionals decide. I was kept an open attitude. Like I said, I cannot command the energy. It's something that just. You have to allow it to exist. Allow a forest fire to burn,
right.
to make sure it doesn't burn like in a way that you don't want it to go. That I can do. I definitely have a say in the influence. But you have to keep an open attitude. Like for me, it's in the end, it's just a place. What really is important are the people and what's in my heart and it's in my soul and my mind. And that has nothing to do with the physical location in the end.
Okay.
So if you have this open attitude and allowing people to like, hey, you have the birthday party upstairs. It's your space. There's no bar there. It's totally yours. You want to put up decorations, go for it. You want to shuffle the tables around. It's modular. You can do anything you like. And people are often like very flabbergasted by, you can do that. Like you can.
It's not common.
Yeah. But for me, it's the easiest way to go. Like you gotta imagine. I'm very lazy as well. Like I wanna do as little as possible.
Let them do it. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, well, you're so nice. Yeah, I'm also very very tired. Come on, it's 8 o'clock. Like, some coffee.
Come on, man.
let me make some smoked salmon.
Yeah, but really, mad respect for you. You keep it going, and it's clearly. We talked about it at the very top. The cafe, it survives as I want to say, beacon of positivity in the city. It's such a cornerstone almost. In a city full of cornerstones, in a city full of corners.
It's funny that you mentioned that, like, because for me it's of course very difficult to see what impact a place has for people. But like now that we're like 8.5 years in, like people come to me that they came to the bar like 7 years ago, and then they have kids now, and they live in a different country, and
that's crazy.
And they tell me like, well, you really made my student time like worth it. Like, what do you mean? Like I was so alone, and you provided me with a space, and you said welcome, and I was like, oh hey, I remember you. I made this chocolate milk with some sprinkles. Like I always had some fun. It's like, it's a drop in the ocean, maybe, but like I really do have impact, and that's
you really do.
It took me a long time to like come to terms with that. Like for me, I feel like we still just started. You know, like again, nobody of us started with any experience, so I'm not hampered or burdened by like notions of how you should run a place, how you should run a business. You know, also, of course, it also negatively impacts me, not knowing how to run a place. And just going YOLO, let's open a bar. It's a really stupid idea when you think about it. But for some, it worked. It worked out, and that's crazy. So that a fresh and open attitude, I think that allows me and the bar to stay as young as we can. You know, they say that people age with the owner. The clients, maybe that's true. Definitely, the bar is evolving every year. We put something new out. Like when we started, we had no ice machine, we had no citrus, anything. We had like 6 different wines. Like we're adapting. You know, like now we're doing cocktails, and maybe one day I'll learn how to walk with a tray. So one thing I can't do.
That's wonderful. Yeah, you don't need to. It's that's your own unique thing that you can't do.
That's my thing. Yeah, it validates me. Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful that you mentioned that with the people coming back to you after their lives have changed, after they've grown for so much. Yeah,
that's right.
Amazing. Yeah, something you don't really control. It happens around you, but
you don't know when it happens, but it definitely happens.
Yeah. I think in some form I think it's very human to try and make change or try to impact people in a positive way. I think there's some desire where we all in some form want to have impact with our lives, right? I think what you are doing is just such a tangible form amongst a world of people who are doing tangible things that impact people. But yours is just such a beautiful example of this community-built place, and then it's people go in and out, you know, wanderers and vagabonds and whatever, and then they grow through it. Myself, I mean, I've booked your upstairs room, the room upstairs twice, right? I did a poetry week thing which is what inspired the writing contest, which we can get into a bit more later. Which was just, I had people write poetry for a week, one new poem a day, and then to make it a bit more eventful after it ended, I booked the place and we just got together and read each other's poems on a presentation. Very fun.
So sweet, yeah.
Yeah, and then I also did for my girlfriend's birthday. I did the thing where I blindfolded her, then I walked her through the city and I walked her to the bar.
That was a great night.
That was so silly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that those two events go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And it's not weird.
Yeah. But when did you start opening up the space to the public?
That was so in the original conception, inception was that the upstairs would be a proper book shop with the aforementioned bookman.
Yeah.
That didn't really work out.
Okay.
But it's the books were still there.
Yeah.
So now you have the space. What you gotta do with it? Like it just makes sense to fill it with events. And one of the first things that started going was, and this is also a crucial a moment in the bar's history. It's just a month after our opening. Like you have a Eurosonic in the city.
Yes.
The place is packed with musicians, and it's so small. I'm like, wow. I never even considered that music could be
it's a venue,
thing. Yeah. How would you fit the drums there? How would you do anything? Then you got 5 people in the band, and now you got 5 people in the audience, and it's like, what can we do with jazz? Yeah. They say one player for 1,000 audience with the rock music, right?
Yeah.
1,000 musicians for one audience for the jazz or something.
For
like
jazz,
that.
It's the opposite.
I love jazz. It's crazy. One of the musicians, they were like, can we do a gig? I'm like, well, I don't think you can. I don't think it's physically possible.
Yeah.
No, we'll make it work. He kind of made it work. That was the first concert. It was that was the start of a beautiful cooperation with Prince Claus Conservatory. Now you have this insanely interesting bunch of artists, musicians, that international students. you just want to come and jam in your bar. I'm like, wow, this is really happening. And we at one point we did like 3 to 4 days per week. We had music, live music. There was a time in Groningen you could like visit live concert like every day of the week. Those were good years. Yeah, and we survived doing that for about 3 years, 4 years, I guess. And we can't do it anymore, like because of the sound issues.
I was gonna bring it up. Yeah. It's. You don't have the same facilities.
You don't hear like it's Wednesday night and it's like maybe they had a couple beers and they're jamming away, amplifier like a bit louder,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it in my neighborhood, but like I think it should be possible. It's kind of I think it's sad that the climate in Groningen is not that I think we should be able to do more with spontaneous explosions of creativity and not just music. Pop-up shops or like guerrilla gardening. I like some graffiti that stays for 2 weeks. Just give the city hall another color. Let's do it.
Sure.
Let artists rule the street for a week. See what happens.
Yeah. We've had quite a couple of people from Minerva on the show, and I feel like that's a sentiment that would really.
I think that
vibe with them. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot of those also. Yeah.
Sure. It's definitely the place for that. Yeah.
I'm curious how that Minerva connection came to be. We also do art expositions on our walls.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I got so much to do anyway. Like it's things just happen and people arrange things, and that's again, it's the bar is an open platform that I actively invite people to use. Also, when I train a new worker, I tell them like use this place as a tool to learn something. We have all those things that you can take and learn or not, like do what you want. That's
amazing.
That is the vibe, I think. Again, I'm very lazy. Do what you want. Leave me alone.
I think you're in this perfect, like, unique type of person for this bar that just makes it this perfect place for creativity to thrive in a functional way.
That's
the bar
cool.
it's still here, right? It's still running, and it's still open for expressive people.
I've always loved I've always been interested in language. I remember my mom, if you're listening. Hello, mom. She would likes to tell like the story. Like I would be hyper correct. I was a little kid. I was always like telling other people their words were wrong.
Sure.
Like in a way that's not correct anymore. Like instead of like child, you go children. I would say no, that's children's. Like kids can be silly that way. But I was really fascinated by language. And I was trying to learn like middle Dutch. And when I was a teenager, like of course that didn't work out. But
I don't believe that.
But language is just so important. Anything with literature is just cool. I'm happy when people use the space.
Lovely, yeah. Well, I think we could go into a little break in a second. I know you've brought some music with you for us to listen to.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the song Narcotic. You said this was connected to your friend Willem.
Yeah, this is. I spent countless hours with Willem in one of our rooms, or like in a car driving around, and this man had an abysmal taste of music. But anything that he did it with so much conviction. And like when this song would turn on, he would wave his hands around. He would be happy as a kid, and it was just such a good memory.
That's amazing.
I want to play that tune in his honor.
Yeah. All right. Cool. This is Narcotic by Liquido. Liquido. Yeah.
With a smile, there is no need to cry for trifles more than this. Would still recall my name and the month it all began. Will you release me with a kiss? Have I I tried to draw the veil. If I have, how could I fail? Did I fear the consequence? Dazed by careless words, cozy in my mind. Shaped the liquid wax, fitted out with greater cracks. Sweet devotion, my delight. Oh, you're such a pretty one, and the naked thrills of flesh and skin will tease me through the night. Now, I hate to leave you bare. If you need me, I'll be there. Don't you ever let me down. Dazed by careless words, cozy in my mind. And I touched your face, narcotic mindful lace, Mary Jane. And I called your name like an addicted to cocaine, calls all the stuff you'd rather blame. And I touched your face, narcotic mindful lace, Mary Jane. And I called your name, my cocaine.
Welcome back to Happy Hour FM. We're here with Max de Witte from Graanrepubliek. That was Narcotic by Lucido, a song for a dear friend who left too soon, unfortunately. Yes, welcome back to the Happy Hour FM. Not a very happy note. But hey, if you want to send us a happy message or you want to ask Max a question, just DM us on our Instagram at Happy Hour FM. Send us whatever. We'll read it out on the air and we'll have a good old laugh. Great, yeah. Max, we're approaching the second half of the show. How are you doing?
It's still doing great. Got some water. Shirt has dried up now from the rain.
The rain?
Really, it's like the weather's crazy.
Yeah,
tornadoes.
Yeah, super stormy out there. I'm just drenched, you know.
It's like I'm happy to be inside, you know.
Yeah. Great.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Great. So, it is a lovely day. Weather's really nice. But another reason you're here, well, the writing contest, we talked about it briefly, but I guess we can go into a little more. And also, if anyone's listening who competed in the writing contest, thank you very much for submitting. It's been really, really exciting for me because, it's just, I just have this idea where I was like, it's my way of trying to get people together, trying to get creative people together. And now I have a bit more of a platform for it, and I have a bit more support, thanks to you, Max.
That's great. That's nice.
The financial support for a prize.
Yeah.
And it's been really exciting. We've got 33 submissions, and we have a whole group of people from Flanor, the literary association that we are doing it with. They are on the judging process now, which could take a bit because we were surprised that we had 33 submissions.
I think that's excellent news that you have 33 submissions. Like how many months we were doing this? Two months maybe?
Yeah, I mean
that's cool. I think
the contest was on for a month, from the 20th of April to the 20th of June. But in discussion, I mean, I thought of the idea like in end of February or something.
That's so cool. Like I think the state of the spoken word scene, poetry, and by extension those that whole category. I think it's alive and well. Like we have for years now in my place the English poetry stanza. Just again a lovely bunch of people that share English poetry that they made. And they share it sometimes online, sometimes in the bar. Once a year they do an exposition where they frame the walls, frame their poetry, put it on the walls. And that's just as lovely. There's a second group now coming in. They started, I think, not even close to a year ago. They're called Spaces. Okay. You can check them out on the Instagram also. I feel this is more of a collective of young people that just want to share poetry, and it's just so incredibly cool that they do that. I wish we had a Dutch-speaking kind of vibe like that. But we do have the monthly. We actually do have a Dutch spoken poetry event. That's every first Sunday of the month, except for next month.
Okay.
But that even caters to the whole northern part of the country. So also Drenthe, Friesland. Everybody's invited. It would be cool to have so that we have the English one. We have an English student vibe, and then it would be nice to have a Dutch one also.
Yeah.
So I guess it's hard to set it up.
I have no idea. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you're kind of doing it right now, right?
Yeah, right. That's
maybe we can get those 33 people to sit in a room and
that would be lovely, honestly, to bring it further. I think I had some thoughts about the post process. I mean, there's going to be one winner, and they'll be invited on the show and all that, and that's going to be lovely. But we'll still have 32 other stories that I guess could just sit there, or I maybe should have set it up in advance that we agreed to have them displayed somewhere or to have them on a website or something. For now, we'll have to see what we do.
Yeah, I like the low key, the kind of let's see where this goes mentality. It really fits. You can't force art too much. I don't think that brings the best results.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But just the best thing that I get out of doing these type of things, and I'm sure the winner will be very happy to receive actual prizes, all that stuff is really cool, and place on the show, and we can talk about their inspiration and their life and what they like. That's all cool. But I think the best part is just really to just get glimpses at different people's lives, to get an idea of this is how this person thinks about this and such. And of course I don't really know these people, but still it's just such wow, it's really inspiring to see a bunch of strangers that they're all so different, but they can still come together and do this, just make art, do something beautiful for for people, for me, and it's not really for me, but it's for them as well. But for a radio show that they probably don't listen to.
Who knows? You could have some impact. Maybe
that's the
10 years. You just don't know. So if you have if you are in a position to help someone in any way, and if you want to do it, I think you should do it. Yeah, I think that's a moral obligation. In a way, I'm not going to make anyone help someone, but. You have to make sure you're doing fine yourself, and then if you have the tools to help someone out, I would love to be treated the same way, if I was in a position where I needed some help,
put you in a nice spot. Yeah,
it's paying it forward, I guess. So that's nice what you said about the insights into someone's life. That's fascinating, right?
Yeah,
you don't always get to see that.
Yeah, and it's great with these strangers, but. The reason why I love doing the Poetry Week thing, the thing with only my friends, is a lot of them, they don't write. They don't write poetry normally. The writing or reading isn't even on their list of hobbies. But when I force them to make poetry because I'm their friend and they'll be happy to join, they make really beautiful stuff. Once you apply yourself, and it's a little bit uncomfortable for some of them, but they make really great stuff that I still remember, so cool, and it's just so lovely. And
I mean, experience can be. It can be. Usually, it is. It helps.
Yeah, experience helps.
If you have to write, keep on writing.
Yeah.
But like if you are unburdened by previous experiences, that can also be beneficial.
Absolutely.
I'm again reminded by the first day of when we opened the bar, and then and this beautiful event where we celebrated our 7-year anniversary. So imagine you're in a bar, right? And you have these coasters, beer papers. You make a little doodle, and you just leave it somewhere. We actually saved those doodles, the best ones. We put them in a box, and then like for our 7-year, we filtered out the most the interesting ones. So we put them on the walls. Now just many like 400 of those coasters.
Wow.
And like when we put them up, and like it took some time, and then finally when I took a step back and I saw those 400 coasters, every little piece of paper was somebody's experience.
That's insane.
And that was like I got like a goosebumps. It was very very special to.
It's an incredible
to
feeling,
have that like to the contrast between where you start a place and it's empty, the promise of an empty wall, but the wall also it's there all the time, right? It sees everything, it hears everything.
Yeah.
Maybe like a book that's with no letters inside. And that's
empty.
That's many parallels here.
Yeah.
That was really very special. I think everybody can be a poet,
I think so.
There's no rules to poetry. I remember our Saint Nicholas in my family. Like we were kind of goofy about it. Like we would provide every little gift with a little poem.
Oh, cute.
It got really out of hand. Like I think the last year we did that, it was. You would go to like a cheap shop, get like this 10 pens thing. You would open the box, wrap every pen individually, and then every pen gets a little poem. We would sit there like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and there was another poem. And like these were massive pages of like the tiniest, but also like some long ones. Like it really went out of hand. My mom and my brother, they were all into it. My big brother, he was like, can I go to bed now, guys? I don't feel this anymore.
Please.
Let me go. But wait, we got this pile of gift snacks. Like, just kept on going. Yeah,
that's amazing.
So we were just writing and writing. It is so much fun. So much fun to create in general.
Yeah. And so you also do some music stuff.
By myself or I've been playing guitar. I was like 7 years old. I started doing classical and with all the note reading and everything, and I tried to get into jazz. We did a lot of manouche jazz sessions in the bar. Like I think I might play the wedding song with my buddies.
Lovely, nice.
Yeah, we just a nice collective of like musicians, just jamming. Like such sweet music, Django Reinhardt kind of 20s boom chak stuff. It's so nice, so much fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'm not gonna pretend I'm a great solo player, but
sure,
in the band, but. I prefer classical. Like for me, music was a very introverted experience. Like when I was a kid, I would hold the instrument to my body and just listen to the notes, and I wouldn't allow anyone to see my art. Like if anyone walked into the room, I would stop playing and hide away. And it's a very personal experience. And it still is, I suppose. It's very closely related to me, and I think having that experience, having to break out of that, it's not shame. Shame is not a good word. I think
shame is
more
strong.
Because it's a very personal thing.
Sure.
And not everybody has to see. Not everybody has the right to see that. That's when you talk about mental health. And surviving as something crazy as a bar. How do you deal with having too much fun? Does it exist? Like. All those people that I see, like, do I remember them? Do I care? Do I feel something? Like, is every interaction is it genuine? Like, what can I show? Can I be truly honest every moment in the bar when people ask me how am I doing? Like, I'm working. Like, I can't put my soul on the table.
Yeah.
And then but then you're like, but I still want to be. I don't want to toughen up too much. So you have to balance that out in be the cool guy, be the chill guy, but also be a businessman that needs to eat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's important.
I've kept my prices kind of low since I haven't updated them since like January last year, and I think it's starting to show. Now we're like, every time you raise the prices, everybody complains. But now I wanted the cheap ones, I guess. Yeah.
That must be tough. Yeah.
I want to keep it open and accessible for as many people as possible. And I know maybe that's not the best business incentive, but it helps in making people feel welcome.
Yeah, I mean, on the receiving side of the hospitality you provide, it is very, very welcome, and it's very unique. The bar stands out.
I'm trying to show maybe a different way that it's possible. You hear the horror stories of working in bars, and I'm not gonna say like it's a lot of fun. 5 a.m. It's glass on the floor, and you just want to sleep, and the pay is just minimum wage, but in the end, like the love that you give is also what you can, receive. And the other way, it's. I also don't know. I'm YOLO.
Yeah,
so I'm just a guy that started the place with some friends.
It's your character,
you gotta let it open. Be a force of positivity. I guess. Yeah.
Well, people are still going, so
that's cool. I'm loving it. Shout out to everybody that has been here.
Yeah. Do you have any? I'm guessing you run a bar and you make some connections with other bars or other businesses around you, right? Did you have any sort of temperature on like how the bar scene has changed in the city? Has it changed at all?
So I don't really go out that much.
Sure. Yeah.
It's I'm not really sure what has happened in the city. I go to my neighbor's Irish pub, O'Kelly's, great place.
Oh yeah,
lovely people. We work so well together. That's Colts is next doors. So we got this little Bermuda Triangle, like quirky, cool places. I hear the scene is kind of changing. Product-wise, cocktails are hot right now, and that's different. 10 years ago, alcohol-free wines. You got the big fancy places. You got the small places. Groningen is the highest density of cafes in all of the country per square meter on average. Some crazy statistic like that.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
And that's just, we gotta keep it like that. Groningen is also very, very liberal in there's no closing hours. That's quite unique in the country. So I hope we can keep it that way. Let people start a bar. Let make more places where people can have community. It's Groningen is not going to get any bigger. It's everything is.
That's
like,
it's there.
It's walled up in the little deep in the ring. In the canals.
Well, you mentioned it earlier with you're in your 20s, do something crazy, right? But how feasible is it actually if you wanted to open a bar here in the city now?
For us, it was a perfect storm. Like we made it happen because we spoke the language, not Dutch, but like actually Gronings. We would go to the mayor's house because she was like, no, actually we're gonna have some money event. I have to cut some ribbons, open up a shopping mall. So you're gonna get your permit next week. And we actually biked to the city hall. We smashed our fist on the table like, well, no, give us the permit, and we got the permit. Like that's ridiculous. We knew people in the minister council, anticipating on new legislature, to have exceptions for monuments, because our bar is actually technically not allowed to have a bar permit.
Oh,
because it's you need 28. Our floor is 28 square meters. It has to be 30, something silly like that.
Okay, interesting.
So it's but because it's a monument, we are gedoogd, the soft drugs policy.
Sure.
I have a official letter from the mayor saying, "Hey, man, your bar is illegal, but we think it's okay." And it's just wild. But how do you make that happen? We called to the ministry council.
Yeah.
We got those secret minutes. Those are state secrets. This is high level espionage. I couldn't do that now. This is crazy. People that invested in us, they also moved on, passed away. It was a different time. I'll say, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we did it.
Perfect storm sounds right. Yeah.
It was a perfect storm, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm so grateful to everybody that helped us out and believed in us, made it happen.
Yeah.
First year we were just on the street, a new bar, come inside. We had no idea. We were unburdened by experience.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I want to jump to we have like 5 minutes left on the show. I just want to jump to like a quick memory I had when I got a drink from you. I think I remember asking for a cocktail, and I just said, make me something. You know, I was like, just you do whatever you want. And then I think you took like, no disrespect. You took like 10 minutes and you made
that's fast.
the most beautiful thing. This wild concoction. I just want to ask, what's your instinct for like, I'm going to make something fun? What do you go for?
I feel like I have to ask a couple questions, like what's your mood, like
sure.
Are you allergic? You know, it's the
I'm
basics,
sure you asked me something for
something
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It's like, have you seen Adventure Time where Jake makes the sandwich and the window is open? The gods of cooking are welcomed, and the birds are, and the sun. It's beautiful, you know. Yeah, it's kind of like that, you know. It's the second half of the episode where it's not working out with the sandwich. It happens too. Yeah, it's really a thing of the moment. Like I might have some crazy concoctions lined up that I've been making. When I perfect that. I've become so slow. Like when I was 25, 30, up to 30, I could bartend, you know, be fast, keep an organized bar, and I'm just talking to everyone like endlessly. My workers take over my shift, and I have to stay like an hour extra just to do my dishes. You know, I'm horrible. Like this is a bad example, but like people are having fun. You know, I see the line queuing up. Like people just have to wait for like 5 minutes to get a beer. It's ridiculous. But you know, as you get closer to the bar, you see you know, me talking to the guy.
You see the vibe,
getting the cocktail, and then I'm next, and like I'm making jokes all the time. Like it's a miracle. I haven't been punched on the nose or something. You know, the stuff that I say sometimes.
No, but that's the special thing you have, and that's what I immediately understood when you.
Punchable,
yeah, that's the special thing. You're very punchable. No. That's what I immediately understood when I was like, okay, he's making this witchcraft, this wizardry on this drink right now, and there's some people behind me, but it doesn't matter. Like we're all vibing, we're all having fun, and it's chill. And not many places I can think of in the city would be like, let's just relax. Let's just I'm making your drink fun and special. That's beautiful. Props to you, really, for just you've got something special going. It's really special.
That's super nice that you say all that. Yeah, thank you so much.
But I imagine it's work. You're busy.
It is work. Yeah, man. Like you know, it's not just me that depends on the place. It's also that my workers, they want to pay their rent. They want to go on a vacation. They want to do something with their lives. You know. I can't just be a clown all the time.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But like at that moment, right there, that everything builds up to that moment. You know, you do all the work, you prepare all the stuff, all the inventory, and then that's the moment when everything collates to it. Yeah.
Well,
I think I've used like 6 fancy words in the past.
Very good. I've been taking notes. They're all great.
Great, man. Like we have to amalgamize them into something. I don't know. Yes,
we have to serendipitize them.
That was great.
Serendipity is a great word.
It will be very discombobulous.
Oh, indubitably.
Indubitably good, sir.
Well, we've got less than a minute left. Thank you so much for coming out to the show.
It was my pleasure.
It's been really fun. Thank you for talking to us. Us. I say us. It's just me. Well, us I'm a construct of the radio. You know, whatever. I'm a concept.
For your dog, I see a lot of nice people here.
Hello. Well, any last words for the city?
Stay open-minded. Make some art. Have some fun. Most of all, just enjoy life and
perfect.
You know, love yourself.
Great. So, Max, thank you so much. Everyone listening, check us out on our socials. Stay tuned for more updates on the writing contest. Love you all. Take care. Have a good night.
Het geluid van Groningen. Dit is Oog Radio.